So, y'all, I was so late to this party, okay? But alas, I am here thanks to Kay Bly over at The Fifth Wall and Tyra over at Struggle Reviews. They said, sis, you need to watch this show. And so, alas, I watched it. And so, I know you guys don't want to go back over The Boys because you've seen it all. Season 4 is imminent, and I will be covering it. But I thought a fun way to kind of introduce you guys to me talking about The Boys would be to do my personal character rankings, okay? From Huey to Homelander, the characters, we're going to go in order from my least favorite, okay, to my absolute favorite from season 1. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And let's get right back into it. Now, again, late to this party, but The Voice season 1 was a roller coaster. Okay, of violence, of unhingedness, of pure D lunacy, if I can be quite honest with you. And today we're getting personal, all right, and ranking the main characters from again, the ones I hated, and not love to hate. I just hate them, okay, to the ones that I absolutely adored and loved. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting out at the bottom of the barrel. Okay, Homelander. This is a nasty piece of work. Okay, kind of mirroring the iconography of Superman, right? Yeah, but the complete opposite, the complete antithesis, right? He is about no good. All right. He's about his own good, if you can even call it good. All right. One of the most diabolical villains I've seen thus far, baby, from the moment on the plane just to get a military contract. I was so outdone with Homelander. And then the coup de grace was at the very end with Madeline and the butcher and the baby. Listen, outdone. Homelander, again, is the ultimate villain of The Boys. He's a terrifying combination of Superman's powers and a sociopath's lack of empathy. They say he's charismatic, but I didn't get charisma from him. I got pure D psychopath. Okay. He's definitely a monster. Can't stand his character. Don't like anything about him. Coming in next, we have Madeline Stillwell. And I think what's worse about her is that she wasn't even a soup. She was just profiting off of this and really complicit to everything that they did. I couldn't stand her. Willing to exploit anyone to get to the bag, honey. Her relationship with Homelander was probably the most disgusting, weirdest, kinkest, and I'm not kink shaming anyone, but that was disgusting. With the babies, with the breast milk, I over it. All right. Next in line, we have A-Train. A-Train was awful because he really gave off this air of like, I'm just a good guy. But when he ripped that lady to shreds, all right, Huey's girlfriend, in like the first couple minutes of the first episode, I was like, what in the world? And then when we hear him talking about it later, then finding out he's a crackhead, honey, he's doped up on the V. All right. Yeah. And even the way that he unalived his girlfriend, I don't have any respect for A-Train. Okay. I don't have any respect for him. I'm glad he's slowing down. I'm glad he can't race anymore, and I hope it stays that way. Coming in at number 6, I believe, we have Translucent. And Translucent, while he didn't do anything really overtly whatever, he was just a creep and disgusting. And again, just kind of resided, I guess, in his power. And that's what we find as a common theme with all of the soups. They really just lean in on the fact that they are, I guess they think there are many gods or something, right? They rule everything. They have all the money. They have all the power. And there's literally no checks and balances in him. He's definitely not likable. I enjoyed the scene when Huey lights him up. I enjoyed that. I'm glad to see him go. Coming in at 5, middle of the road, we have Queen Maeve. Now, Queen Maeve, I don't really have a strong aversion to her other than she lets everything else ride, right? And I know that a lot of them are scared because Homelander is the strongest. but I really wanted her to take a stand, especially on the plane, especially when she sees all of these injustices, especially with the innocent and the powerless. And the fact that she just kind of stands by literally pisses me off. But again, she's not the worst of the worst. Honey, coming in at 4, and I actually like him. We're on the upside now. We're getting to the upside. Billy Butcher, right? Butcher is a chaotic force of nature. And I just adore him. I hate his use of the C word. I'll say that because I need him to find a new word, a new expletive to use. But I really adore him. Plus, he's fine. Okay, he's fine. And I really hope the best for him. But I think in order for his character to move forward, he'll have to release some of this bitterness. And I know revenge and bitterness can sometimes fuel retribution, and we like that in our in our protagonists, but it's just not darn healthy, okay? But I kind of adore Billy. I can't front. I like him. Next, we have Mother's Milk, honey. Listen. Talking about fine. Yeah, Mother's Milk, yeah. He's him, and I love that he loves his wife, honey. He loves his baby. He is just a man's man who's doing the job. When we first see him, he's working in the correctional institute, keeping the juveniles in line. And I'm just like, I really adore him. And now that we see him on the team, he's cautious, but he's level-headed and he's reasonable and he's about doing what's right. And I love that for him. Coming in at number 2, we have Starlight. I really, really like Starlight because I think throughout episode 1, we see her coming in as this naive, innocent girl. And by the end of season 1, she's starting to be faced with some real truths. And I hope as the series goes on, we'll see her develop more and really, become the woman I know that she can be. I really, really adore her and standing up for herself. And I love that we got to see her progression from weakness to strength, right? Because we know she's got the powers and we know why she got them, her mammy, right? But the fact that she let herself fall to the hands of the deep. And that's why he is the creeper of all creeps, right? He is actually number 10. And I'm sorry, I'll put this on the end of it. But the deep is my number 10 worst person on season 1 because he is a predator. And I don't feel sorry for him. None of the therapy sessions, none of him talking about his past made me feel an ounce of empathy for that loser. I cannot stand the deep. Anyway, moving right along to my number 1 ranking. You know who it is. It's my boy Huey Campbell, honey. Huey is my baby. Huey has got heart. Huey was immediately immersed in this situation, not really by any choice of his own. He lost the love of his life and he was kind of forced to make a decision. Do I go back to the humdrum? Or do I take this opportunity to step in and actually do something about what happened? And he stepped into the role and he's finding his footing. But I love his awkwardness. I love his trepidation as we're going into scenes. I love everything about Huey thus far. His character, his loyalty, he is top notch. And I can't wait to see what's in store for him in the next 2 seasons. But you guys let me know. What do you think of my rankings, honey? Am I on deck? Am I on par? But again, that's my personal ranking of the main characters from The Boys season 1. I would love to hear your thoughts. Who are your favorites? Who are your least favorites? Drop your rankings in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, do all the things, honey. And I will see y'all in the next video.